Good morning, my students in grade 6. How are you today? Today we will start a new lesson. Chapter 2, Lesson 3, a green flowering plant from a cell. Introduction. Similar to animal cells, plant cells collect to form organs. Like animal cells, also plant cells collect to form an organs such as leaves, flowers, and branches. Leaves, flower, and branches are organs of the plant. Here we have a green leaf. We took a cross section of a green leaf, يعني جزء من the green leaves, and we put it under the microscope. This is the picture of the green leaf under the microscope. How many plant tissues can you find in a figure 17p؟ يعني قديش عنا tissues بالcross section بالgreen leaves. خلينا نشوف. This brown structures are the upper layer of tissue. Its name is epidermis. This yellow parts, palisade photosynthetic tissues. We have also spongy photosynthetic tissue, and we have here lower layer of tissues. This is the upper layer, this is the lower layers. We have 4 kinds of tissue in the cross-section of a green leaves. Depending on the comparison between figure 17a, 17b, name each tissue. We have upper epidermal tissue. This tissue is responsible for gas exchange. هي مسؤولة عن gas exchange. يعني taking oxygen during respiration لما البلانت تتنفس and giving off carbon dioxide. And during photosynthesis also the upper epidermal tissue is responsible for taking CO2 from the air and giving off oxygen. So upper epidermal tissue, this part is responsible for gas exchange. Palisade tissue contain the largest number of chloroplasts, which make them the primary site for photosynthesis. Palisade tissue هي المكان اللي بيصير فيه الفوتوسينثيسيس، عملية البلانت بتعملها بتاخد carbon dioxide from the air and water in the presence of sunlight بوجود إشعة الشمس and giving off oxygen and sugar. Photosynthesis is the process which the plant take carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and give off oxygen and sugar. Spongy tissue allow carbon dioxide to enter during photosynthesis. Spongy tissue هي هيدي spongy tissue allow the carbon dioxide CO2 to enter during photosynthesis. Lower epidermal tissue, it protect against water loss. هود البراون structure هن اللي بيحموا البلانت من نقص بالمي. What does a group of tissues form? A group of tissues form an organs. Like in humans, also in plant, a group of tissues form an organ. Activity, transport vessels. Materials, المواد اللي بنحتاجها. 2 parsley stems, يعني 2 stems of parsley البقدونس. Blue ink, حبر أزرق. 2 cups, وفنجانين أو كبيتين. Procedure, put 1 parsley stem in a water. This is a parsley stem in water. And the other stem in ink. The other stem in ink بحبر أزرق as shown in the figure مثل ما شايفين بالصورة. Observe what happens to the parsley leaves after a while. شوف شو صار بالبارسلي ليف بعد وقت. The leaves of which stem turned blue. وراء أي stem تحولت لأزرق. The stem that was placed in the ink, stem يلي حطيناها بالإنك turned blue تحولت لأزرق. The blue ink caused this coloration. The blue ink caused discoloration سبب تغير اللون. How did the ink reach the leaves? The ink moved through the capillary conducting vessels. The ink moved through the capillary conducting vessels into the stem. Let's see how the ink moved through the stem. كيف الإنك مشي بالستم وطلع ووصل للليفز. Capillary action is seen in a plant when water is able to ascend from the root upward through the xylem tissue of the plant. Look at this is the xylem tissue. It's in the stem. We put the stem in the ink, so the ink moved through the stem to the leaves. Xylem tissue, it's transport water and nutrients هو اللي بيمتص الماء والnutrients from the plant soil interface to stem and leaves. الxylem tissue هو موجود بالستام، هو مسؤول عن امتصاص الماء والnutrients from the soil to the stem and leaves. Study plus auto dictation. Flowers, leaves and branches are plant organs. These organs are made up of different types of tissue. مثل ما قلنا الأورجانز هو بيتكون من أنواع متعددة من الأنسجة. Materials inside a plant are transmitted by means of special kinds of tissue that make up the transport vessels. يعني الأوعية اللي بتمتص الماتيريال الووتر والnutrients from the soil بيطلعوا على leaves والstems by a special kind of tissue. It's the xylem tissue which is responsible for transporting امتصاص water and nutrients from the soil. Okay students, please watch this video at least 2 times and I am ready for your questions. Goodbye.